If you run a Baseshop, one of the first things you will want to do is create your BPM schedule. To do that, you simply go to the BPM link, and then you'll go down to create a BPM. That's going to actually take you to your schedule. In my case, I already have some test BPMs created here. Yours may be blank. And you can create that BPM by clicking Add a BPM. Here it's going to give you options of recurring or one time. So if it's a one-time event, it might be a Super Saturday or any kind of event that is not regularly scheduled. In this case, I'm going to add a recurring. It will ask me what day of the week. So if it happens always on Mondays, I'm going to click Monday. And then it's going to ask which office. So I'm going to search for the office by the city name first, and I can see my test office right here. If, for example, you were going to add an office that is not in the system, you would start typing the city name. You would see that it's not found. You can click here to add, and it's going to let you enter the address, city, state, and zip, find it, and it'll give you a save option at the bottom. That's how you add an office to the system, and how you would get a BPM set up for an office that is not in our system yet. When you do that, it is going to start showing up automatically on the office locator. It's also important, one other thing, let me show on the add a BPM. There is an option of permanent office or temporary office. So a temporary office would just be if you're having a one-time event and it's going to happen at, say, a hotel, a convention center, something like that. You would use temporary office, so you don't want it to show up on the office locator in the future. So I'm going to select one of the offices that's already in the system here. And the first thing it's going to do is look for a possible match. So it's looking at other SMDs that may have created this same BPM. So if it is created, you're sharing that BPM with someone else, then you want to be sure that you select the match and save changes. If not, then you can give your BPM a name and set the time that it happens, and then click Save Changes. The reason it's important that you select one that is that someone has already created is this will allow you to have a combined guest sign-in page, which is would include your stats and as well as just allowing you to do your guest sign-in for everyone with just a single person. You know, if you have 4 or 5 SMDs in one office doing one BPM, you don't want to have 4 or 5 people at the front going through different lists. So this will make sure that the lists are all combined. So I would do that. I would click Save Changes. Then I'm going to go back, and your new BPM would appear on the list here. You can then click the green SMDs button, and that's going to indicate who else is in that BPM. In this case, I have some test accounts here. I can see who else is in this BPM with me. If I just created this event, I might want to add a few more. So I could search and add those names and then click Save. And it's going to have all that information for me right there. And actually, by doing that, by adding another SMD, one of these events would show up automatically on their list of BPMs as well. That's one way you can do it to combine with other SMDs. The other way is they could also add their own BPM, and when it asks them if the duplicate is the same one, they would say yes. It'll automatically add them into the participating SMDs for your BPM. And that's all you have to do. From there, you can get started telling your team to add their BPM invites, their captain's list invites, right into the specific BPM on the correct date, and BSCpro will start helping them track that and helping you track it as well.